Hello and welcome back to another episode of AFL Unpopular Opinions. I am Ryan Cook and joining me on the panel, as always, it's Tom Rockliff, Alastair Lynch and Jack Lindley. Gentlemen, how are we?
Well, thanks. I'm good, fresh as a daisy. Rocky's still trying to get the minty out of his chomper.
Yeah, he's got an early minty. 9:30 in the morning.
Well, just make sure I had a coffee, so try and get rid of the coffee breath next to Lynch.
Brush your teeth this morning. You come straight from someone.
No, brush my teeth. Brush my teeth this morning. Had a coffee and just sort of minty to make sure I had fresh breath. For Lynchy.
You don't want dog's breath in the morning, mate.
No, there's nothing worse, is there?
What was the joke on the wrapper, mate? Do they still do that?
I think there was a cartoon picture. I didn't look. I put two in the hatchet and it stuck him in the back of me.
You double barrel.
I'm thinking, shit, we're about to go on air.
Yeah, I know. My mistake. But anyway, we're away.
We are away. Yeah.
Good round of footy.
Well,
Yes
it wasn't.
no.
It was saved by a couple of games.
Yeah, debatable if it was good.
Well, it was.
It was
I thought
terrible.
the couple of games I went to, Giants, good game.
Yeah.
Plenty to talk about.
Bit
in
of
that game.
needle in that one.
Plenty of talk at half time as well. And Lions, well, not that it was a great game, but it was a great win from the Suns. And then the whole round was just saved by the Saints.
Yeah.
How good was that?
Our man, Wanganeen-Milera. Oh, I should say your man, Rocky, because you went on record last week saying pay him the
What
big
he's
cash.
worth. Pay him what he's worth.
Yeah.
Don't worry about Taconin. And I think it proved yesterday. I didn't know he could do that. I didn't know he could go out of the goal square and take hangs.
How good?
He made it
I don't
look
think,
so easy.
Did he know he could do that? I don't think. Looking at Ross Lyon, he didn't know he could do it. How good was that to see Rossi Lyon just smiling and laughing, thinking how good?
Well, I think Rossi said he wasn't meant to play. There was a chance that he was going to be laid out, so that makes it even more impressive.
Even more. And the thing is, as well, like, it's a brave coaching decision, whether it was a coaching decision or he made the decision to go to the goal square, because you'd want him around the ball, because you're like, he's the one that can kick it inside 50.
Yeah.
And then they just bombed it on his head and he just come from nowhere. It was amazing. And then the set play at the end, I mean, we can look at it. Melbourne got it wrong.
Slaughtered it.
Really wrong.
Horribly
Slaughtered
wrong.
it.
But him and Marshall spoke and said, kick it to here and I'll get there.
Yeah.
And he just, and you watch it back and you could watch it 100 times. It's brilliant. And he just takes off and goes back,
I
takes
think
him
it
up.
was more him than Marshall in terms
But,
of
well,
getting that one.
Windhager, I think, made the
okay.
call. So you guys are into your US sport.
Yep.
Wasn't that just like a Tom Brady set play? So what? There was a pause. So they've made the call. They're in their huddle. They knew what they were doing. So they talked about, this is what we're going to do. And you saw Nasi signalling to the winger to get out wide and signal to the forwards, all go to one side. So that all the forwards, the behind the goal vision's fantastic. You see all the forwards go to one side. All the Melbourne defenders went with them.
Gaping space.
So the space is there, and then almost, as they called it, the snap is from the umpire. It's thrown it to Marshall, who's Brady, and he hits the 35-metre
it's a ripping
zinger
kick.
to Nasi, who's taken no one's mentioned it, a courageous mark.
Yeah.
It wasn't an easy mark, was
No,
it?
he's gone back
Would
with
have
the
taken
flight.
the wind out of him.
And he could have. Bit of unknown of what's coming the other way. Bowie wasn't far away, but he could have cleaned him up. And so take that. And what about both his shots for goal? Have
straight
absolutely
through them.
split.
Yep.
Oh, it was amazing. But that's what I think. You got one team that is well drilled and had this plan, this set play. And Essendon, Melbourne didn't have a clue.
They looked a bit like Essendon. In
That-
that last quarter.
Didn't have a clue.
With their maturity on the ground as well.
Yeah.
Like,
They're leaders.
yeah, I can understand you get it wrong, the 6-6-6, and we spoke about how bad Melbourne's forward line is.
Yeah.
And they ended up with 7 forwards.
It's the most ironic part of the whole thing.
But, like, they had Viney gone, they had all those players out there, so
What's Viney doing? Centre.
Yeah.
The Viney's centre wing.
yeah, that was
Baffling.
bizarre.
And
when
the
his
fact that
opponent,
his opponent's gone
well, his
forward.
opponent could have taken the mark inside 50 by
Yeah.
himself. So
That'll
he
be
had the
looked
two
at in
options.
the film review this week, I would say. Yeah.
Well,
Even the key principle that they even got wrong before any of that happens is no one mans the mark really strongly. If they man the mark, Marshall can't kick that ball that fast.
And yeah, that's right. He's got to get back off it a bit more.
Yeah, he's got to come back further off the mark, and then it delays it slightly. That kick's not as efficient, but a perfect set play from St Kilda.
In the
to pull off
confusion
that.
of it all, Wanganeen did the exact same run before the umpire pulled him back, so they'd seen what they were going to do anyway, and they still
had a free
didn't
look at
defend
it.
it.
And again, from a Melbourne point of view, you know where the dangerous space. It would be pretty easy as a defender to know where the dangerous space. So you'd be at least weighted a little bit that side.
And Stephen May not being there as well. So Stephen May's not there, who's probably the leader, the captain of the back line, would identify that. If they've dragged him all that way, you'd hope he'd be pushing someone out to that dangerous space.
And Nazzie's gone into the middle. So he's kicked the goal. He's gone into the middle. So if Marshall's Tom Brady, Nazzie's Gronkowski, you know the ball. Yeah. Who's your main players? Yeah. It's going to him.
Yeah,
if it's not going long to a leading forward, it's going to him.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you're doing something to stop him. Mm-hmm. So you're not even defensive side to make sure you might get the ball, but you're not getting past me, and I'm going to tackle you.
Yeah.
What's going on there? It was extraordinary, and it goes back even further. I mean, Cooper Sharman he kicked a couple of goals in that last quarter. He took a mark just outside 50 before he played on and kicked the goal.
Yep.
Tom McDonald, this will come up in the review as well. He'll go play. Yeah. He'll go play, and he'll go. This is Robert Wall's sort of style. He wouldn't say a word. He'd just go play, then he'd rewind, then he'd go play again, and rewind. And you cough and have a look over. He's arguing with the umpire as Cooper Sharman runs around him and kicks a goal.
It's a poor look, isn't it?
Oh, my God.
Even the bloke that tried to smother, I can't recall who it was, he went like this and put one arm. Like if he had had a fair income smother.
Go the double mitts.
Have a go, but they got some serious issues.
Does that play back onto the leadership group? Because obviously
McDonald's the leader.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
and
right.
Senior players in the last
comes
quarter.
back to Melbourne just being Melbourne. They're just not operating at the levels that they should be. Even you can't control it because Pickett comes off for his rotation, but he gets stuck on the bench for 5 minutes. And even the last centre bounce, Clayton Oliver's sitting on the bench, so he's come off for Pickett to go on. Someone's taking him up. Why would you have Clayton Oliver, one of your best stoppage players, off the ground?
Greatest demon of all time.
With 10 seconds to go. You want him around the footy because he can lock it down.
Like a minute earlier to missed.
But I'm talking stoppage-wise. He knows stoppages inside out. The most impressive part of this is Lynch actually knows American sport. And
I was going to say,
I'm blown away.
Well, I don't really, but from afar, I'm aware of who Tom Brady is.
I think he's done a bit of research.
He's seen social video.
There was Google this morning. Who does Tom Brady pass the ball to? Oh, I've heard of him. But it just looked like a set play.
Yeah, you're right.
But talk about perfect preparation in professional sport. One was prepared and one wasn't. They didn't take any of their chances. St Kilda nailed all theirs.
46 points up, you can't lose that game of footy. You cannot lose that game.
Not with that amount of experience on the ground either. Like you said, Oliver, Petrarca, Gawn, those are veterans. Viney.
And it comes back. Marshall is as good as De Koning is. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Like, he's not going to add that much to St Kilda. So you have to pay Wanganeen-Milera. His price tag has gone up. You have to actually pay him.
It so long. It's going up every week.
That was my concern, though. Like, some of the chat a couple of hours after the game, even the press conference, like Rossi was, positive and that sort of stuff and rapped for him. I was getting the feel, this is not. I don't reckon he's staying.
Yeah,
I reckon he's definitely not staying. I said it last week.
Yeah, I don't reckon he's staying. Just like his interview, which was a great interview from Dicko post game, but it didn't make me think, he's staying.
Yeah,
like he's a superstar. Then Rossi's comments post game, I think, geez, there's some gaps there.
Yeah.
So I'm really concerned. But what you're saying, and we've said all along, you don't drop your salary cap on your ruckman anyway. Marshall's already in that category of all-Australian squad-ish type player. And to go all in on De Koning, who can't play forward, or neither one of them can play forward, it's a waste. So you can pay him what you can fit in the salary cap, but you've got to go to him, and I suppose whoever's speaking to him in South Australia as well about going there, you want to go to your business network to set him up, and there's third-party payments that have got to be regulated, sure. But you can get his business network to look after him and his family for the rest of their life. To sort of set something up. Yeah. You've got to do that.
It's going to be hard for the Adelaide teams. Obviously, we know Port don't have the picks. Like, they're going to have to give up players, you would imagine, to get it. Crows the same. Like, he would demand 3 or 4 picks. And people that argue, and there was a few comments last week that on the video that we put out, that you've got to pay overs to get people to your club. You don't pay overs to the players that are already there. Yes, you do. For this guy, you have to pay overs for him. Like,
he's a unicorn.
He can do it all now. Like, I didn't know he could play out of the goal square. Like, that's another element to him.
100%.
So if you're St Kilda, if they lose him, shut that roller door.
They're a bottom 2 team if he walks. Like,
well, the rebuild goes on.
Out of you.
Yeah, it would.
Because they've obviously gone into a rebuild, and you can see what they're doing, and you can see some of those players in that last quarter, some of the kids that were coming up, you go, oh, there it is. You can see that. But to have one go would be terrible. And whether it's DeConing or anyone else coming for a big check, they don't want him to go.
No, of course.
Because I'm going to make a leap of faith, yes, a good check, but I want to be part of something special.
So I want to be tapping it down to that bloke every week.
Oh, yeah, good.
Well, where do you rank him in the comp now? Is he
I was thinking of that.
10,
well, I don't know whether it's whatever it is, top 10. But I was thinking of there's 3 players to me that have gone to a whole different level this year, and I reckon one is Wanganeen-Milera.
Yep.
He's gone to a level that I didn't know he was at, and I don't think he was that last year, but he's gone to a ridiculous level. Pickett at Melbourne.
Yeah,
he's a better player than I thought. Like, he's a very, very good player. Still doesn't justify the 10 years, but he's a better player than I thought.
Yeah.
And Finn Callahan. I reckon those 3 players have just gone from young up-and-comers to bang. Yep. They're in the elite category now.
Well, let's talk about GWS because... Rocky, are you ready to eat some humble pie over here, mate? You were smoking this cigar with the Swans
I ate it last week.
Should we go through the chronology?
Wanganeen-Milera, I think he is top 10. I know we can get overhyped by what he did yesterday and whatnot, but he's averaging 30 disposals a game. Like, his foot skills, like all categories are either elite or above average. So he's
22.
He's 22, and the upside to him is unbelievable.
He's one of those players that you'd want to build your team around.
Yeah, I'd throw Butters in there as well as the four because Butters is still young enough.
But Butters was at that level, though.
I reckon he's gone to another one where I reckon he's the heart and soul of the club, in my opinion, at Port Adelaide. When he's up and about, I think that he's elevated himself as well.
Well, if you're going to go elevations, has Noah Anderson gone to another level now? He's captain. He's been a bloody good player.
Yeah,
but
I think Real has as well. Real's last 5 weeks. But Anderson, that's a fair point. But those 4, I think are fair. Yeah, humble pie. At half time, I was thinking, maybe I've gone early on the Swans. Maybe I shouldn't have put a line through them. There's still a chance. They were impressive, and then stopped completely. And we've seen pretty much what happened in the last quarter of the St Kilda Melbourne game happen in the third quarter of the Giants game, which was staggering. You were there live.
What a great game. It was like, as a neutral supporter or a commentator, you go there and you want some storylines, you want some up and downs. The storylines. And Tom Papley is a bloody good player and plays an important role with Sydney. Like, he's got that speed at ground level, can snap a goal, and he spends more energy in that 30 seconds post-goal than he does pre-goal, going around clipping everyone, giving them a spray. But he was the villain. He was the legend, and then he was the villain in the second half.
Yep.
Or that half-time. But the half-time interview that Dicko had with Toby Greene. Well, and so I was with Cal Mills, so I've come down into the commentary box. I've gone over to Cal. The idea was Dicko was going to do the first interview. Then I pick up off the back of it and do the interview. And I'm listening, as I said to Cal, won't be long, and I'm listening to Toby, and he said that. I'm crying, laughing. I'm thinking, and I got the producer in my ear twice said, Q, and I've got to stop laughing first. Oh, it was gold.
Did you say to Mills? I did miss your interview. Did you?
No, I didn't. I didn't say it. No, I didn't say it. I think I
comment on the way.
I think I mentioned it. Tom Papley is an important player or something like that. But word got back, and at half time, the Swans players knew about the Toby Greene comment. But how good?
They stopped.
And Toby
protest.
So Toby's got a week suspension, which is not good. And
that was just stupid.
That was stupid. He was angry. He was going to get. It was accumulation, I reckon, because he gave Aaron Francis a clip as well, and
he was fired up, which you like to see in those games. I think it brings spice.
So you've been captain of the footy club, and you go in at half time and you can get the crosshairs put on you from the coach. So he's got a fearful spray at half time.
Yeah.
And we asked him post game, what was it? Was it just short clip or something like that? He said, nah, it was pointed and it was long. Give him a fair clip. But so it's disappointing what he sort of did in the first half. But he played better in the second half and led his team beautifully in the end.
Where do you stand on what he said? Do you think it's inappropriate?
No, I don't think so.
Because obviously that stuff gets said on the field all the time.
Well,
it's just this time it's in the media.
Yeah, I mean, the context of it, he probably shouldn't say it on TV because it's not directly to Papley. Like, out on the field, I think you're saying it to him to get a reaction. Yeah. So I get the element. I think it's funny because it's the context. You've got him right at the right time. He's fired up. You can see that he's still sort of coming, like he's fatigued, so he's got steam coming out, and there's a bit of a push and a shove happening just to the side, and he's just rolled it off the tongue, which is brilliant. I loved it. I think it's fine. I mean, I would have got called fat 1,000 times throughout my career by opposition players, supporters, everyone. So I've got no issue with it. I mean, in context, it's fine, and we don't even have AFL players' weights anymore, which, again, is their weight at the start of the season, so it's not reflective throughout the season, which I think we need. And Papley's not overweight.
No,
he's not fat. So it was quite humorous.
It's kind
and
of like a comeback when someone's like they're out of things to say and they're like, oh, well, you're fat. Or you're
it's like your mum joke.
I don't know. We need to go down the mum path. No,
that's what it is, though. It's like tough.
But I see how it goes in the second half. His mum's a bit overweight.
Oh, geez, there we go. But yeah, there is context to it though, and that's where. So this wasn't just a random Hail Mary and throw a sledge at him, because Tom was giving it to Jake Stringer in the first half about his weight. So it's sort of, the one that reacts is the one.
It's a byproduct.
Yeah, and so it was in context. I do get especially with the kids with the weight stuff. But it was professional athletes, he's copping sledges, and realistically, I was happy the AFL agreed that it was in the context of the game and it made for the night. It didn't make the night. It was part of a great story. So I get the weight issues, especially with kids, but with professional athletes here, and Toby was copping a bit of feedback, and he was flying the flag for his teammate, Jakey Stringer.
Maybe Fox Footy needs to bring in a 20-second delay just on these interviews in case something like that happens.
Well, this is what we've been crying out for. You want more exposure to players. I think it's great.
It's a human element.
Yeah.
Well, imagine if he copped a fine for that.
Well, then you're shut down. No one talks.
Exactly right. So no one talks at all. So that's the point.
Yeah.
And so we like this access, and it wasn't, and categorically go down the racial, religious, sexual vilification stuff. 4 weeks minimum.
It's fine. I've got no issue with it. Some people would be offended by it and go,
but it's not in that category. It's not racial vilification or anything like that. But so I get some stuff.
Yeah.
Some people would be offended,
yes.
But I like the AFL stance.
I think some people, though, will argue that fat shaming is in that same category as racial vilification and bullying. Like, that's where some people will feel like it's a problem, I guess.
Yeah, but I think
online bullying, all that kind of thing.
I think in context of it as well, like, the AFL has to be different to the workplace. Like, if you to do it in an office out here, it's different. It's not acceptable. Out on a footy field, it's going to get sad.
I can't tackle you in the office.
Context.
You can try and tackle me. You won't be able to get it.
They're all elite athletes, so you got to think the context, like... is clear.
Brilliant.
Yeah, so get that side of things with online stuff. Absolutely.
And it gave us at least a good talking point out of Friday night, considering the games that we had.
Oh, yeah. We had an hour post-game show. And not surprisingly, the GWS asked, and GWS, their media department, are fantastic.
They're so good.
They are really good. They asked, can we not ask Toby about that comment?
Really? Okay.
Yeah, and I think it was a bit unknown. Are the AFL going to come down hard on this? So we left that alone. But they gave us a great insight to the halftime address. Toby did, then Adam Kingsley did as well.
You should have lifted up your shirt and said, do you think I'm fat, Toby?
Have a look at this hail damage gut. So anyway, it was entertaining.
Does the Giants comeback win, does that sort of change how you feel about them heading into the finals?
I think so. At the start of the year, I thought they could win it, and then I've probably gone a bit cold on them. But the way they played on the weekend, I thought they were really impressive. Big game this weekend as
got a
well,
few
Thursday
outs, I
night.
think.
So that's where Toby is in a bit of strife.
Yeah.
Because he's got the 1 week. Josh Kelly's got
They've got a few out.
Calf and Buckley.
And if the Bulldogs cough it up, they're out. So the Dogs effectively have to win for the rest of the season. So we've finally got a good Thursday and Friday night fixture.
Took a while, but we're
for
there.
a change. So we've got Dogs.
Swanee's done well.
Dogs and Giants. Well, actually, I've got to clip Swanee.
You're clipping him? No,
here we go.
He's come out and said that comment was okay, though.
Yeah, well, common sense there. But his first press conference where he comes out and says that was a 50-metre penalty for pointing at the scoreboard. He's already towing the company line. And then we've seen it on the weekend. Dan Houston does it and there's nothing. So
I think he made a mistake with there.
He should have just come out and said we stuffed that one up. So he's on watch. He's on watch early. Don't worry about it.
You don't want to be on Rocky's list.
I've got him in the
Really
gun.
don't.
So, and then Friday night as well, the Crows and the Hawks. So I'm looking forward to the round. It's better than what we had last Thursday and Friday night.
Yeah.
One, we haven't had a chance since the Thursday night. Sam Doherty.
Yeah.
You played with Sam and saw, firsthand and from afar what he's gone through. It was I suppose it was a big occasion for him to play his last game, kick a goal.
Yeah. I mean, you talk about the go-home 5 when they went home. He was part of that. So the two that you didn't really want to go was Doherty and Elliot Yeo.
Yeah.
So Billy Longer went as well. Jared Pollock went, who can play. He went. And who was
Kinesis?
Paddy Carnesis was one. I think there was one more.
Yeah, right.
But those were the two that you didn't want to lose. And Doc, I mean, the challenges that he had throughout his career, multiple knees, cancer battle. When he first moved back, I reckon it might have been that year that his old man passed away. Yeah. So, he had challenges throughout his career. So he did an outstanding job. And to see his... when he was telling his teammates, that's the hardest thing, I reckon, when you retire. I don't know if you can remember Lynch.
Yeah, I can remember.
40-odd years ago, and you were throwing punches on your way out.
What was that game? Yeah.
Lynchy was told to retire.
But the hardest part of your retirement is when you speak to the playing group. I remember I got a sentence in and I started crying. I thought I'd be fine because I wasn't playing and sort of had accepted it. The way he spoke, and you can see that he feels like he's got a bit of unfinished business. Him and Paddy Cripps, they've been through so much, the walks that they went on, how deep it is and how much you live and breathe it. And now he's got a different element to that. I'm sure he won't be lost to footy, but he's had an outstanding career, the challenges that he faced, and he's an exceptional character, good person that will do well post-footy.
Seems like a really good person. I interviewed him pre-game round 1 at the Gabba a couple of years ago.
Yep.
So we're chatting in the interview, and I said to him, because he was looking as fit as he'd ever looked, and I said, "You're looking in great nick." And he said, "Yeah, well, it's the first pre-season I've done in about 7 years with all these issues with the 2 knees and all this sort of stuff and the cancer battles." And then 30 minutes later, he goes out and does his knee. It made me feel sick because, you don't want to see anyone do that, but this guy had been through so many hurdles, and sometimes you don't want to raise, you're looking good because you think, I don't want to put a moz on him, but
So
shit.
it's your fault.
I felt crook in the guts. And I'll tell you what, I reckon, were we all nervous when he came back that year in the elimination final at the Gabba, and they've decided, we're just going to put him into a final. And you think, shit.
Heart and mouth stuff.
Absolutely. Yeah, just thinking, I don't care whether you don't get a kick or whatever, just get through.
Yeah.
So, one of the great stories and one of the great high-quality people of the AFL competition.
He played pretty well on Thursday night too. 16 touches and a goal, like you said, Rocky. Were you happy with your final game, the way you went
where's
out?
this going?
I'm just genuinely curious. No. I'm asking Rocky.
Right. No.
I'm not talking about you. It's not all about you, Lynch.
No.
My last real game was the prelim final when we played Richmond, lost by a goal, and it felt like we should have won, played reasonably well in that game. So the next year I was subbed twice in the first 2 weeks. So, I got a quarter against North Melbourne, and then I might not have even gone on against Essendon or played bugger all. So, no.
Short answer, no.
Short answer's no. The last game of a prelim final was good, my actual game, but not really going out on your own terms.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'll leave you alone, Lynchy, because I know
what
how to
about,
talk about it.
that first year post-retirement? How long does it take to kind of find your feet, find your new routine, get a grasp on life post-footy.
For me, I reckon that's the hardest thing for a lot of athletes that have been in the game a long time, because as a professional sportsman, your weeks are structured. So whether you get in my days it was probably an email just saying what your weeks look like. You knew at 9 o'clock I've got physio, then we've got weight session, then we've got massage, then we've got skill session, and you know where to be, what time to be there, what to wear, and you're structured. I found the hardest thing is just structuring my week, even though I was aware I was going to be finishing. Structuring the week, that organisation, and we hear from people coming out of the military as well.
Similar.
That routine, getting out into just a different environment is difficult at times. So that's what I found.
Yeah, the same as Lynchy. So it seems funny to compare those, but it is. It's military and professional sportsmen. You're told where to be every minute of every day, pretty much.
And you're disciplined.
Yeah, for 13 years. Well, I was there for 13 years. You're pretty much told when you can wipe your bum, without actually doing that. But you got to weigh in. You got to feel this. But now you get so you update on your phone, so your calendar's full. So you're always getting reminders where you got to be. So then you wake up one day and you got nothing. You're like
no direction.
You got no purpose. Yeah. So it's important when you finish or you're coming to the end to find that purpose, to find what you want to do. And the hard thing coming out of professional footy. And you're always encouraged to study, and I never did, because my view on it was I'm paid to be a professional sportsman. I'm going to put all my energy into that, and when the time comes, I'll start to focus on other areas. So what happens, you can leave at sort of 32, 33, leave the game. You've been told where to be every day, for 13, 14 years, straight out of high school, to nothing, and you don't have any skills per se to go into unless you've done it, unless you've done a course or you've done a trade somehow through that time. So you've got to find little things that work, and I think you got to go and try heaps of different things. 9 to 5 wouldn't work for me. I couldn't go to a 9 to 5 job, and the scenario that I'm in now, obviously single dad, the flexibility of having my own business and going to do that. But it takes time, and that's a frustrating thing, because a lot of footballers, you're outcome driven when you're playing. So everyone's chasing that premiership when the start of the season, whether you can win it or not. You can't. You can't. But then you find, well, where to now? What's my purpose? What am I chasing? So you might go and work in something, and you're not getting any achievement out of it, or you're not getting any fulfillment. So it's about working out, and you might have to try 5 or 6 different jobs. And I had a good conversation with Jamie Charman about this recently. You almost have to go back to rock bottom to then appreciate the climb back up the ladder. There's only X amount of players that can be coaches, media. So you nearly have to then live at tough again. And you go from the average salary now is 450,000. You're not walking out onto the street and getting 450 anywhere. So you've got to then adjust everything. Is it a bit of an ego
hit for some people?
Of course it is. Of course it is. Yeah. I mean,
and the reality is, for a lot of athletes in their prime, as stupid as it sounds, you think it's never going to end. You don't think and you've been, for a lot of these kids, especially these days, they've been in elite talent pathway programs since they were young. So you do think, well, I just keep playing footy, then I'll be a commentator or whatever. But you become institutionalised, and so if you're lucky enough to get drafted and you're lucky enough to play a game, the average is you get spat out of the system in 4 years. So you're spat out at 22, 23, and don't get me wrong, and we're not saying this is not a great life to pursue.
Amazing life.
It's absolutely incredible. But most athletes have been popped back into the system at 22, 23, just as your old schoolmates are graduating from high school and got a career path in front of them. So I think so having those skills and yes, doing something, job training or education through your career is important. And again, we don't compare ourselves as far as jobs are concerned with the military, but the institutions are similar, where everything's so structured. And the ridiculous thing, a lot of Defence Force, senior Defence Force people come out, what skill set have they got to transfer into civil work?
Yeah, that's very true.
You see a captain out of the army that's been in charge of millions or billions of dollars worth of equipment. What's your skill set? Bouncer at the nightclub. I mean, you don't like that. So again, not saying this is. I mean, we've been exceedingly lucky to be a part of it, but some really struggle with that transfer out of sport.
And the doors open for you when you're playing footy. Like, you go to restaurants, you go to events, everything opens up. All of a sudden, those doors start to slowly close.
They slap you on the arse.
Yeah, not
Up here, especially in Queensland, I imagine.
Not instantly,
no.
but you go like, so I had Adidas sponsorship throughout the career. When you finish, it's gone. So you lose your clothes.
Buying your own clothes.
But
Get a bit of Nike on.
the other thing about that, I would say, is once you get out of the AFL bubble, there's a whole wide world out there, and it's completely different, and it opens your eyes to a lot of things. And I can honestly sit here and say I'm probably the happiest and most content I've ever been in my life. Now I'm 35, but those 3 or 4 years post, it took me a long time to find that.
Yep.
And now I'm finally there and loving what I do.
Yeah, that's
I mean,
cool.
I get to come in here once a week with you.
Yeah,
both,
what could be better?
Do you guys kind of stay in that bubble in off season, or is that the opportunity? Do people just want to relax holiday? Or
When you're playing?
when you're playing. Like, is that like, all right,
no,
maybe I'll study, or maybe I'll.
Well, you can't.
You're still in it.
Yeah.
So
you don't leave it.
Yeah.
You get 2 weeks off, realistically, where you
Yeah.
don't have to do anything, and then your schedule restarts.
Yeah.
You've got structured, might be a bike, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, weights. So you literally have 2 weeks off, and then
So
it
you
starts to pick up
might be
again.
away from the training facility, but your structure's still in place
Yeah, okay.
and your plans. So, it's just... great existence.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
just the transferring from one to the other is
Yeah.
challenging for a lot.
I'd imagine that rigorous training once you've retired too, you don't miss that straight away. Is there like a period where
not
you're
straight
like,
away?
Yeah.
I found straight away you just stop.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that's it. Stop. And then you get to a period down the track, and you realise, because we were training in my day, towards the end of my career, we were training 7 days a week. It wasn't hard, but it was just there all the time, and it was sort of a lot of maintenance stuff. But it was taxing more because you couldn't have the break.
Taxing mentally, I'd imagine too.
And then you get a period where you have your break, and you think, well, because you think, I'll go to the gym. Then you wake up early and think, I don't have to. I'm not going. So that was good. But then you get to a stage, you think, how good was that? You go to a gym, basically, like going to a day spa.
Yeah.
You get paid. You got like-minded people around you. You're pushing each other. You're not working exceedingly hard all the time by any stretch of the imagination. You're having great chats. You're having a laugh. It's fantastic. So then I found getting to a period, I missed that. I miss the training more than the playing.
Yeah, okay.
I don't miss the playing at all.
It's a community, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
It's the playing in the locker room. The locker room's what you miss. Being able to go to work. And then it's not 45 of your best mates, but you'll have a chunk that are really good. And most of you get on. You've got a common goal where you don't have that. I mean, once I finished, you've seen what I look like. I blew out to 104, 105 and then took it back off. So it's easy enough to do. As Lynchy said, you wake up and it's like, well, I don't have to.
Yeah,
so I'm not.
But
So it's a fine balance.
You're still on just as many beers as you were playing, but you're not running them.
Well, that's the thing. Because you eat, and you eat
Yeah.
excessively when you play, because you need especially in Queensland, because the summer's so hard.
Yeah.
You're eating, you're refueling, you get yourself going. If you stay in that habit, once you finish, you end up blowing out.
Well, it's your metabolism as well. As we all know, when you get to mid-30s, things change.
what do you get in your mid-50s? But what's the thing?
I can't wait to see you come back from Europe. She's going to Europe for 3 months.
Oh,
3
no.
months?
Yeah, 3 months.
I can't wait to see what he comes back with.
I'll be thick. I reckon. It's dark and cold.
Where are you going, Lynch?
There's a pub 50 metres from where our house is, and it's just those dark, thick, warm beers, I reckon.
Oh, okay.
Guinness.
Wander down,
Split
play
the
golf.
G.
Yeah.
Split the G.
What's that?
Split the G.
What's the
It's
split?
it's an online thing.
He doesn't.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
He's an online thing.
He's not a social
Just go
media.
straight past.
Yeah. Oh, I missed it again. I missed it again.
I've no idea what you're talking about, but I'll stay out of it.
Sounds saucy.
The games over the weekend, though, besides that last one, they're all blowouts. I think, weren't they? Yeah. Well, I mean,
Starting Thursday night with Hawthorn Carlton.
wasn't a blowout, but the Hawks dominated Carlton. Carlton were never really in it. They win by 4 goals, but Essendon, Friday night specials. I see that they've actually petitioned not to have Thursdays and Fridays
Yeah,
next year.
the members don't want it.
Yeah. Bit of backlash.
No one in the AFL wants it.
Yeah, exactly. Well, someone wants it.
They were. I mean, we know where they're at.
Yeah.
They're a long way off. And then Giants were good, but the big game, I think Brisbane got found out.
We got to talk about that. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was staggering. I just thought going into the game, I was thinking it's a 5 or 6 goal margin. Rioli's out, Collins comes back in, but Took Miller been out. So there's no way they can compete with Brisbane. That was arguably their best ever win. 2 weeks ago, it was their best ever win against Collingwood, and they've backed it up and belted Brisbane. There was so much to like about them, whether it be Rao, and this would be interesting from you being an inside midfielder, and there was over the last couple of years, you could argue he was all inside and nothing else.
Yep.
But what we saw a bit in recent times, and especially on the weekend, he goes like a bull at a gate inside, but he also gets some outside stuff now to fatten his numbers, and I mean that's what you need. You just can't rely on totally contested ball, surely.
No, you can't. It has a time limit on it, and it ruins your body, and he's found a way to get that balance right. So 37 disposals, 23 of them contested, so he's found a good balance.
Yeah.
I think he's always going to be that 50 or 60%, but you can't be running at 80 or 90, which he was doing, and he just fatigues, and your body, it takes a toll where he's found the balance now. And at half time, we're a bit nervous that my record of 47 in a Q clash was going to go down, but
but you were also rooting for the 50 disposals.
Noah Anderson was on 24.
So you didn't know what to barrack for.
Well, I was certainly going for just under, and I think Jared Berry actually went to him and did a pretty good job in that second half. But they were impressive, Gold Coast. After the performance they put in, so 2 weeks ago, first time Friday night footy on their home deck, they get the job done against the premiers, against the ladder leaders. Then they go down to Adelaide, get their pants pulled down by the Crows. For them to respond the way they did and have a big win, it was impressive. And I sent the message to you boys, I think, in the group chat the other day. So if you've lost to the Gold Coast Suns,
here we go.
That season,
conspiracies.
No team's ever gone on to win the premiership. Obviously, they've never really beaten top teams. So
give us the list.
So if you're a punter out there, there's only 4 teams that can win it, and you're going to get your money back on all of them. So the Suns can obviously win it because they're not playing themselves.
No.
The Giants have beaten them once, and they've got them again.
I think they do, yeah.
Think they may have.
Yes, they do in a couple of weeks.
They've got Cats beat them, and Freo. So they're the only 4. All the other top teams Gold Coast have beaten this year, which is impressive because they've beaten the other...
The Crows?
They beat the Crows earlier in the year.
They did.
The McAndrew, Tilthorpe, bang after the siren. So they've beaten Brisbane, they've beaten Collingwood, they've beaten the Crows, they've beaten the Dogs, they've beaten the Hawks. So they've got some good scalps.
100%.
Yeah.
So they're in the window. Whether they can win it, I don't think, but they can't win it, those 5 that I just mentioned.
Go on,
so
just
they're down to
wipe
4.
We need a market just for that.
Yeah.
Well, I think so.
Is that with Sydney still making the 8?
Well, no, they can't make the 8.
They
now.
can't.
The dogs can't cough one up, so we're down to 9, but it's an exciting race. So I looked this morning on the odds on the Neds market of the 4 teams that can only win it because Gold Coast have beaten them all. So Geelong is 650, the Giants is 10. Freo 17 and the Suns 21. So you can't lose if you back all 4.
You can't lose. Gamble responsibly.
You can't lose if one of those 4 win it.
Yeah, you can't lose. Well, this is where I step back. You can't lose.
But, I mean, they were impressive, found a way to... as you said, you'd go to that game expecting Brisbane just to win and win pretty comfortably, and they got smoked. 11 goals. How
do you think, and we spoke to Dimmer pre-game, about 2 main things. How do you stop Zorko? Because what he does to him all the time. And the other one, what do they do to help Rao with Dunkley? How did you see that matchup, Dunkley and Rao?
I mean, Matty Rao took it personally, I think. And we spoke just out there as well. You were there live, and it wasn't a full-blown tag. It wasn't follow him everywhere. It wasn't rotate with him. He got the better of him, and then they got their rotations right. Rao would come off, come back on. Dunkley would go to him, then free him up. So he's had a massive game, and he would have marked it in the calendar earlier this year. Matty Rao, when Dunkley got the better of him and almost won the medal, or should have gone close.
Rao?
No, the first one, Dunkley.
Dunkley, he got second best. Will Ashcroft got best.
So he would have had a bee in his bonnet, and they all stood up. I mean, Zorko... inconclusive. I think he saw from the week before.
He saw. He's got this Liz Frank
or something
issue in his foot.
Okay.
So apparently he's just going to have to put up with the discomfort for the rest of the year.
They've just told
That's
him
not great.
to play through it.
Yeah, suck it up.
Yeah,
So
right.
that's a tough one.
Yeah.
How'd you go? I know
They've got a tough run in, and they
Brisbane.
can't afford to.
They could miss top 4.
Yeah,
Very easily.
They could even drop out if
drop out if Sydney get in.
Yeah, Sydney come in. Now, who are their matches for the rest?
They've
of
got
the year?
Collingwood, Hawthorn coming up.
Big Saturday night
Off the
this
top of
week,
my
yeah.
head, yeah.
Collingwood this week.
Pies. I think they've got one easy match in here.
They probably play Essendon, do they?
Oh, they got the Swans, your boys.
Yeah, Swans won't beat them.
yeah.
Oh, although Sydney would want to inflict some pain on them for
Yeah.
what they
Yeah.
did to
They
them
got
last year.
Freo,
Yeah, so they've got
and then last round they've got the Hawks.
4 good teams
Yeah.
to go.
There's half a chance that the Hawks need to win that to play
Yeah.
finals.
That's
They-
got to be the Friday night game. Just putting it out there. If it comes down to that.
Yeah, but the Suns are playing Essendon.
Oh, true.
So
How
where
could you
are you
not?
going to put that fixture, mate?
Wednesday afternoon. They got that one. I know you're a bit critical of me in the past for the Ashcroft medal votes.
Who did you go?
I went Rao 3, Anderson 2, and I went Jared Witts 1.
Yeah, Witts.
Oh, he was dominant.
Witts could easily get the 3.
Yeah.
And I heard on the commentary is talk about him being underrated. He's been underrated for a number of years. What
Yeah,
he
he's been,
does
hasn't he? Yeah.
for that midfield, he looks tired in the warm-up when he's out there running. He looks tired, and he looks tired at the end of the game. But he does an exceptional job. I would love to rove to him, and
Yeah.
his midfielders should buy him coffees and everything all week because he puts it on a platter. So you've got your ruckman that cover the ground, his work is inside the contest, and he had 2 of them to go up against.
Yeah, he
and
did.
won the point easy.
He and I was rapt that Dimmer sort of said post game. He said, "Can we stop underrating Jared Witts?" I thought, "Oh, beautiful. That's good." And they had Rowley there, and he pumped him up. And so, yes, he should be buying coffees.
He should have. I know you're going against Max Gawn, but it's all Melbourne based. I don't think there's a Queensland selector on the All
I
Australian
don't think
panel.
there's ever been, has he?
So I think
Chris Johnson was at one stage, but he's not based
he's
up
based
here.
in Melbourne,
Yeah,
so-
based in Melbourne. So I think you need to have someone, and they've got Jacko in Western Australia.
Yep.
And Cornsey
in South Australia.
South Australia, and a number of Victorians. I reckon there's
Jude Bolton
Jude
was
Bolton
in Sydney.
I don't reckon there's ever been one up here.
You putting your hand up?
Yeah, I was about to say.
Well, no, and again, I can't because of my role with Tassie.
I'll put my hand up.
Yeah, but I think, you need it weighted for the games you see most live.
Yeah.
Well, there is a story that there used to be, say, each state, and they would, even if they didn't deserve it, so say someone in Adelaide, they would just push an Adelaide player, like Port or Crows, to get them in the squad because they had a selector there.
Bit of bias.
So in my day, when they picked, say, a Victorian side, you had to have someone from each team.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
just to make sure you balance it up.
Do you know what the process is with the voting? Do they look
Well,
at
they
every
catch
player
up
in that
really
position,
regularly
or-
now, and
Yeah, okay.
the clubs can nominate, say, 3 or 4 players to look at, and they send
Yeah.
them through. But the thing that always got me with the All Australian, and this is no offence to Matthew Pavlich, but he was 9 time.
Lots. Yeah.
I would have had Jonathan Brown's career over Matthew Pavlich's, and Brownie ended up with 1. I think 1 or 2,
Yeah.
2 All Australians.
Yeah.
I would have Jonathan Brown at centre half forward before I have Pavlich at centre half forward. But there was a selector always in WA. There wasn't always a selector in Queensland. So, I mean,
And I think they put Pav in. Like Pav, I reckon, played in almost every position.
he got a full-back one.
He was a
and
fullback, yeah, midfield, I reckon. Yeah, so. But no, all right. Tom Rockliff for All Australian selection.
Yeah,
but
let's do it.
there should be one. There should be
Give
one.
us your top 3.
Queenslanders this year.
Yeah.
Well, I think Anderson and Rao, I think Witts has to be part of the conversation. He probably doesn't get in because he never gets in, but I think, so you've got 3 there.
McCluggage.
Yeah, well, for Brisbane,
Oh, sorry.
McCluggage, Neil's always going to be there about.
Zorko.
Rayner.
Rayner's been good.
Yeah, I just don't think he gets in. He might be a squad.
I think Zorko off half back again. Harris Andrews always thereabouts.
yeah.
So I think
Zach
there's-
Bailey's squad.
Zach Bailey has to be in.
Yeah,
Oh,
good
yeah.
shout.
In the team.
I think in the
Electric.
team.
Yeah,
as a
he's-
wingman. Because he's
Yeah.
playing on the wing, running forward.
Yeah.
But we've seen Hugh McCluggage should have an All-Australian under his belt
Oh,
as a
easily.
wingman,
Yeah.
but he never has. The other one,
Well, see, this is the thing.
The other one-
He'll get the All Australian wing this year. Rest assured, he'll be All Australian wing this year.
And he's been
midfield for the whole time.
the other one at the Gold Coast who you could slide in and make an argument as a forward pocket, maybe a squad, Ben Long.
His previous 6 weeks have been a bit quiet, but
as a small to medium-sized forward, he's averaging 2.5 a game.
No, he has been good, and he was back to his top form on the weekend with 4 goals. He was one of the apologies in the vote. So I thought Long could have very well had that one vote.
Yeah, so I think he's a potential to go into that squad as well. So he's averaging 2 goals a game.
Yeah, no, he's
very consistent.
He's in the squad.
Yeah.
And elite 6.5 score involvements a game. So I think he's another one that, and they won't be. So I think there'll be an oversight because there's no selector in.
There's no one there that season, week in, week out, that flies the flag in the meeting.
You just get on to Swanee, mate. Say, Rocky, he's your man.
Or Simon Black. There's someone that's going to see most of the games.
Yeah.
Lynchy obviously can't do it, whether it be a Brownie because he sees, he's in Melbourne a bit. But
and again, not Brownie, because I reckon he sees more. Actually, the next month he's going to be up here with me. But yeah, I think someone that's here that week in, week out sees them live.
Yeah.
Makes a difference.
Yeah.
We'll do it by committee, maybe.
Maybe we'll come in every Monday and work out who we're pushing.
Yeah.
Pushing through. Does Jezza kick 100?
I was going to say, let's get on to that North Melbourne game. He'd have to kick 15, I think, against the Bombers. Are they playing this week or the week after?
Yeah, so he needs 31 more goals, 4 games in the home and away season, then potentially.
So if you say 6, say they finish top 4, you give him 6 games. So you've got to average 5.
Yeah.
And he's got opponents that he can kick them against. So Port Adelaide are lacking a little bit in defence. They've got Port to come. They've got the Bombers to come. He could kick 15 against the Bombers. He could have kicked 15 the other night. So he kicked 11 goals,
under 19s.
1 or 2, and I reckon he kicked 3 or 4 on the full or no score.
Yeah, he did. Yep.
So he could have kicked 15, and then you look at their games ahead. They've got Port Adelaide this week down there. They can feed him.
Yeah.
He can get 6. Put him down for 6. Essendon the week after, put him down for 15. There's 21. He's going to have a game. He's going to have a game to spare.
They'll be looking for him as well.
They might start going to him, absolutely.
Well, then they've got the Swans and Richmond.
Yeah.
In the home and away.
There's goals there.
So in the finals, you say maybe a little bit less. You say 2 or 3. So say we'll give him 6. We'll give him 5 goals in the finals. So he's got 26 that he's got to get in 4 weeks. Can he get them?
Yeah. Okay.
26 in 4, so he's got to average
6.5.
A massive ask. But
he's got Richmond, Essendon, Port Adelaide and Sydney.
He needs to kick 10 against the Bombers and then 10 against either Richmond or Port.
any of them at the Cattery? Is it all?
Yeah, they're all at the Cattery.
No.
Sorry, Port's at the Cattery, Essendon's at the Cattery, and then
Essendon. Oh,
That's the one.
And
SCG. So he's going to be in a lot because you can kick goals because you're out of the middle, and then Richmond at the MCG.
And the Bombers, when they're young, they won't have a fork in them by then.
Jack's sweating bullets over here. Look at him.
At least I know he won't be kicking the 100th against us.
Yeah.
It goes horribly wrong.
If he kicks 10 this week, there's a chance to kick 21 against I mean, he's done exceptionally well, and you would argue that he had a slow start to the season. So, which is crazy to think he's possibility to kick 100 when you go back to his start of the season. He had 7 goals after 4 games.
It's quite incredible, really, because I don't think any of us thought we'd see another player do 100 in a season, and now we're here talking about it.
Yeah.
And the Suns kept him goalless.
Yeah.
So,
Which does also reinforce, and he's a Hall of Famer, great goal kicker, but there's a bigger gap between the best and the worst in the comp. It's a bigger gap than we've seen for a while, or a bigger group of...
You know where I stand.
Oh, yeah. You're sacking two teams out.
And as it comes closer to the end of the season, these margins are getting bigger and bigger.
Yeah. You want to sack St Kilda, but North Melbourne on the weekend. Holy dooly. I think Geelong had 30 more inside 50 entries than that.
75.
It's incredible.
70 entries.
Where they've finished over the last 6 years? So in 2020, they were 17th and started to rebuild.
Good result.
18th the next year, 18th the next year, 17th the next year, 17th the year after that, and this year they're sitting 17th.
Yeah,
consistent.
They're in all sorts of strife. And they've got talent. You look at their high draft picks. It's just not working.
Nah.
I think they need an uptick next year, otherwise Clarko's in trouble. But
we said that this year though.
But yeah, so I think it was Tom Morris compared their rebuild to the Crows. They're in the similar sort of spots there. And I don't think it's fair to compare those two because you've had Matty Nix for 6 years, one message, one game plan that he's trying to build. Yeah. They've been able to bring in talent. In that time frame that you've just said since 2020, they've had Reece Shaw, David Noble, Alistair Clarkson with patches of Lee Adams and Ratton.
Yep.
So I think Clarkson's realistically had 2.5 years with him. We've seen improvement this year over a 6 or 7 week period, and then we've seen him drop right away. Where they had a draw against the Lions and they won a couple of games and potentially should have picked up 1 or 2 more, but they're going to need that next year. They have to take a step. But the hard thing is, who's getting worse? No one's really getting worse. So they need to somehow bring in some more talent again, whether it's through the draft. But everyone's sort of saying that the draft this year isn't as good as what it has been in the past.
They don't have their first pick, do they?
No, they got.
They traded
that out.
Yeah. So that's the other concern. Like if you don't get that uptick next year, the flow-on effect is there's clubs going to come from everywhere to pick your good players.
Yeah.
Like the ones that are underperforming kids. They're going to circle those kids and say, look at your record over your career, 6 or 7 years.
Yeah.
You're 25 years of age, come to us. And we're a chance, we're in a window or something like that.
The hard thing as well for them compared to, say, Adelaide's rebuild is Adelaide have recruited players home to South Australia of high quality. So you've got Dawson that comes back, you've got Rankin that comes back. They've been out Neil Bullen who comes back. If you've got an inner non-Victorian team, I nearly said interstate team, non-Victorian team.
That's a band word.
Good work.
And a Melbourne boy or Victorian boy going back to Victoria, North Melbourne's not at the top of the list of the clubs you want to go to. So they've got real challenges of trying to recruit talent. I think they've said that they're not going to go for those older guys again, like the Luke Parkers. I think Parker's been good.
Yeah, I think Parker's done well.
Done a role. The same with Darling. Darling's had his moments this year where he's been good, but yeah, they're a long way off, and it's a tough time to be a North fan.
And you can't have guys like when you're rebuilding, you can't have your experienced players out through injury. So Larky missing is a whole massive hole. But like you said, Crows, they've done it really well. They've done well through the draft. And there was question marks about them last year, and Nixie obviously.
Well, they finished 15th last year.
Yeah, so they've franked that, getting a few of their players back from injury. But you said the recruiting of Neil Bullen, Pete Lynn, Cummins, Dawson, Rankin, even Ben Keys off the scrap heap as a rookie.
Hinge as well.
Yeah, those sort of players. And O'Brien, who was being shopped around as someone that needed to be replaced in the ruck position, he's performing well now. Did you know he's a neuroscientist and a doctor?
He's
and
real smart,
So he's been studying. He's
done his
Riley O'Brien.
Doesn't mean he's smart though, and I used to let him know when he played.
Still a ruckman.
He's intelligent.
Didn't he have his ATAR was 99.75?
Jeez.
And that's the max you can get. You actually
he's playing footy.
Yeah, well, I think he's going to split the atom after the football career's finished. He's done his MBA, he's done his all sorts of master's degrees. So anyway, I digress. But
really makes
smart
you
ruckman.
Reflect on your own life, doesn't it, Jack? And just
like
barely scraped through high school.
You look at the videos that Jack's been putting out, and he can't even pick up a cricket bat. So.
Well, we better get into that. 3 net sessions. You reckon you've improved?
There is improvement. I was struggling to hit 95 Ks in the first one, and now I'm up struggling to hit 120. So
why are you batting left-handed? Why don't you go natural like you're right-handed?
Well, it's for the brain development.
Oh, right.
Your opposite hand.
Thinking ahead.
Neuro pathways.
Well, that's the guy. Because you look awkward on the left. So I reckon at times
you come down to the nets and bowl a few to me, and we'll see where they end up.
Our man Lynchy famously chirped Fogs years and years ago.
Yeah, he reckons.
He wasn't happy.
On the golf course?
No, on the cricket pitch.
Oh, right.
Yeah, apparently.
Yeah. Good luck, mate, were the words uttered.
Did I?
Behind the wicket, yeah. Doesn't sound like he does it.
No, it wouldn't have been.
And so he's seething of those.
Ask him. He's been
It
seething.
might have been actually genuine.
Yeah.
It might have been. It wasn't a sledge.
He
It was
did-
just
well,
too
He
much.
would have been coming in at number 10 or
Actually wanted
11.
him to do well.
Yeah, I wanted to do it.
He
Have a good day,
averages
mate.
1.2 or something.
All right, one word answer.
Oh, right.
Here we go.
9 into 8 doesn't go. Who misses?
Hawks.
Yes, I'm a Hawks man, but you look at our run ahead in the next 4 weeks, it is brutal.
That's rough.
But that means the Dogs have got to win
I'm
this
saying
week.
Dogs.
Yeah.
I'm going to say Dogs as well.
Yeah.
Dogs have got to win them all.
Yeah.
And they can. They're more than capable. And my predictor still
think-
has the Hawks, but I think they'll cough one up.
Everyone's in good form above them. They need someone to cough up, really. And I just don't see it happening.
Yeah, I think the Hawks will pick up enough. They've got a tough draw.
Yeah.
So the Hawks have got Crows, Lions,
Collingwood.
Collingwood,
And I think Freo maybe.
Freo.
Yeah,
So
okay.
they've got 4 tough games. I think they'll pick 1 or 2
I
of
thought
them
they
up.
got one very winnable.
It might be,
I think
yeah.
there's one,
Freo, I'm not sure on.
There's one very winnable and 3 tough ones.
So they
I
got
think they've got to get
Crows.
2.
Oh, they got Melbourne.
Melbourne.
Yeah, so that was the one.
So they got to pick up either the Lions, the Pies, or the the Crows.
The Doggies have a few tough ones as well, and they've got to go perfect.
Dogs
Just
have got to
about.
go perfect. So they got
Yeah.
the Giants this week, which
So that could sort them out
Yeah.
straight away.
they could be
Yeah.
all over this weekend. But you'd imagine with the Giants injuries and a couple of things going
I
on,
still reckon the Giants win. So that contradicts my tip of Hawthorn.
they've got Melbourne, West Coast, Freo at home. So the Dogs can win all 4 quite comfortably. But I reckon they'll cough one up.
Yeah, I think the scoreline on Thursday night flattered Hawthorn a little bit, I have to say. I still think there's some issues there. They're not winning clearances. They're the worst team in the league in clearances, which wasn't the case last year. I just have question marks over how well the Hawks are actually going. So
Yeah, maybe. I think the second half wasn't convincing though.
Nah.
Their forward line looks better. Mitch Lewis coming back in just to get him going again.
Yep.
Kelsha Deer.
he's a freak.
He's going to be good. And Mitch Lewis will play an important role to the big fella under the ball, and Kelsha just come and take hangs on him all day. But he looked good. He looked good. But yeah, they're not quite the same team.
No, Sicily had a really good game
was
on
better.
Thursday. Like probably
That's the best game he's played this year, isn't it?
Yeah, that was good to see. But
Which must have been something to do with injury.
I'd
His
say
health,
so.
and he's obviously 4 weeks back from that break, but he was kicking darts again, which you haven't seen all year pretty much.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that's good.
back on the fixture before we get out of here, would you boys rather see teams like GWS and the Suns get these Thursday, Friday night games and not sell out the venue, or have Bombers and Blues
No, I think
snooze fest?
Gold Coast and Giants, because the crowds don't turn up on Thursday.
Yeah.
It's been proven. We've got enough data now to see, but TV's high. So have a quality game on a Thursday night and accept that you're not going to get the crowd there. Friday night's different because you want the crowd there as well. Thursday night, everyone's got work and school the next day. Give them the venue. Give Giants those games. Give the Suns, because they actually can play good footy and they're exciting to watch.
I reckon your starting point with Thursday night footy, because it is a TV event, is identify the school holidays. I know this is only to a certain extent, but identify the school holidays in non-Victorian states, and like you're saying, Gold Coast and GWS especially, but do it around. So like if you're thinking, well, we're going to go away to the Gold Coast for school holidays, we'll go watch our team play on Thursday night as well.
Yeah.
I reckon build that up. I don't think Thursday night works in Melbourne. I just don't think it works down there.
Not with the weather and everything they have there too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Do it in
and
the northern
choice.
states.
You've got
Yeah.
you've got choice to go watch games. Lots of games. So yeah, theme it around the non-Victorian teams.
Yeah, I like that. All right, that might do us for this week, gentlemen. Thank you, Rocky.
Good on you, gents.
Thank you, Lynchy, and thank
Thank
you,
you.
Jack.
Thank you,
Good luck
Ryan.
in the
Thank
nets.
you, Rich.
Yeah.
I'd whack some right-hand gloves on,
Let's
maybe.
go, mate.
Just give me
Let's go.
What are you really gambling with? For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website